So I always say that I think match betting is the best way for people to make extra money online. And why? Because it really takes no skill. If you're good at following instructions and you have a little bit of cash to start with, pretty much anybody can do it. A couple of years ago, I made about £6,000 with match betting, but I've not done it in a couple of years, so I thought, why not put my money where my mouth is, give it a go for a week and just see how much I can make. Now I have to admit, halfway through this video, my plan kind of changed. I first thought, well, let's see how much money I can make in a week. I'll try and make maybe £1,000 and go for it and spend as much time as possible. But then I thought, well, actually that's not really realistic. So what I did is for a week, in any kind of spare time I had, I just did a little bit of match betting, put some time aside and just got it done. I didn't let it negatively impact my life or quit my day job, I just did it on the side. And this will give you a very realistic picture of what match betting is actually like and what you can expect to make. And then you can see whether it's worthwhile doing or not. Now first off, it's important for me to let you know what match betting is and how it works. And I'm going to explain it in the most simple way possible. But there's actually two things that I'm doing. So the first is match betting, and that goes a little something like this. So you're going to bet on the result of a sport. So it's either going to be something like football or it's going to be horse racing. Just excuse me while I draw you an awful picture of a horse. So on the result of this, it's either going to be a win or it's going to be a lose. But instead of saying lose, we're going to call it a not win. So on one side we're betting for a win, on the other side we're betting not to win. So what we're going to do then is these sites come along and they say, okay, well if you bet for £5, we're going to give you a £20 free bet. So you're going to bet £5 to win and you're going to also bet £5 to lose. Now no matter whether the result, whether it's a win or whether it's a not win, they're going to cancel each other out and you're going to hope to lose about 50 pence. You might think, well, why do you want to lose 50 pence? Well, let me show you. Once you've done that, you then get this £20 free bet. And then you're just going to repeat the process with this £20, £20. So this is called your qualifying bet, and this is called your free bet. And once you've got those, you're going to do the same thing again here, and hopefully we're going to aim to lose about £1. But you've got that £20 free bet. So you're left with about £19 right here. And then they cancel each other out, and you've actually made an £18.50 profit. You're just aiming to collect as many of these free bets as possible. So that's the first thing I'm doing. The second thing I'm doing is casino offers. They work a little bit differently and they work a little something like this. So you come along to the casino website and they say, okay, deposit £10 and we will give you £20 worth of free spins, or we'll give you 100 free spins, whatever it might be. Well, you've got to use this £10 on the website. Usually you'll play something like blackjack because it's really easy. You'll go through the blackjack, there's a calculator on the site that tells you exactly how to play blackjack and exactly how to deal with the hands that you're dealt. And once you've used that and you've got some of that money back, you'll keep probably about 90% of this money. Most of the time I made money on it, but sometimes you'll lose a little bit, it kind of balances out. But then you get these free spins, and then once you've used those, you're able to cash that straight out as money, which can be varying in amount. It can be a small amount or it could be a massive sum of money. So that's it in a nutshell. I'm doing match betting and I'm doing casino offers at the same time, and they're all through the same website, so don't worry. Now the website I use for this is Profit Accumulator. You can take a look at the website, I'll leave a link down below, and it's the one I've used before. Now I really like this because they've got really good reviews and the team are really nice. If you watch some of the videos you'll see they're really down to earth. They don't kind of promise the world, they just tell you it's a really realistic thing that you can do. And they've got a really nice support team which will help you if you get stuck, along with a good community. So down on their website, if you click the link, you'll see a few different packages. Now, there's a few different ways you can go with this. The free trial is okay, but not really serious if you really want to get involved. I went for the Diamond membership, and that gives you access to everything. So it gets access to the kind of match betting, it gets all their tools, it also gets you access to the full casino range, so you can just dive in and start doing a bit of everything. The other option is a platinum membership, and that's just for the match betting side. Now, it's up to you what you want to do with this, of course. I just dove in and tried to do a bit of everything because I just wanted to make a lot of money. But you could go for the platinum one, just do the betting to start with and then do the casino later. But what I would think about is this, is that, okay, you don't need to do it all, but the bets, you put a few bets on, you come back and you check the bets. Now what I was doing, I was placing some bets, then I'd go on the casino, play the casino for a bit, go back to the betting. and it also made it much more interesting. I actually enjoyed the casino much more than I did the match betting. Match betting was fine and it was just like step by step by step. The casino, it's quite fun spinning and playing the games a little bit, but it's up to you which one you want to go for. Don't worry, you'll completely cover this within the profit you're going to make. In fact, the first couple will cover the complete month, so don't worry about that. And if you think it sounds complicated, it really isn't. You literally make your account, go on the website, and it says, this is the offer, follow 1, 2, 3, 4. Go here, do that. Go there, do this. It's so simple. And if you get stuck, they've got a live chat, which I was super impressed with. You can just ask them a question and they'll answer anything you need. Now, there was something else I used here. I actually used a VPN to kind of hide my location. You don't have to do that, but it just saves the chance of you getting banned. And that is just, they don't want you to do this, so any extra precaution you can take to hide your identity may stop your account getting banned. If you do get banned, it's not a big deal, they'll just stop you from playing on the site and you can just withdraw your money. I used a VPN called Surfshark, and there's also one called NordVPN, but there's also loads of other free ones you can install, and you just press a button and it turns on. It's important to note that some of these sites though are really clever and they know you've got one on, so you'll have to turn it off on certain websites. But that's just me being a bit geeky. You don't really have to do that, but it might help prolong your accounts. So that's the basics. Now let's talk about how my week went. So day one, I started off strong. I spent 4 hours match betting, and then this time I was still kind of familiarising myself with the process. So I have to admit I was a bit slow to start with until I got back into it. So here were my results at the end of day one, and you can see how much I've made. Don't worry, I'll break this down in more detail at the end of the video. So when you've got your accounts that you're going to place a bet with, and you've also got the account where you're going to place the counter bet with. Now in these, I use Smarkets and the Betfair Exchange. Don't worry, it tells you these step by step how to do it. And in total, I put £1,600 in my accounts. Now, that was way too much money and I didn't use all of that, but let's just explain how it works. So this is why you need money in your account, and it won't always be that much. So let's say you placed your £10 free bet and you're going to make £50. Well, over here, you're going to win £50, and over here, you're probably going to lose £49 depending on the result. So you need to have the money over here to lose if this one wins. I used a lot because I wanted to do a lot in the space of a week. I didn't lose any of that money, I've still got that money, but you need that money in your account to begin with. If you want to start with a much smaller amount, you can do, but you need to be a bit steadier on how many bets you're placing at one time. And this is where you might find that the casino is a good way to break up your time, because you don't need the same amount of money to do that. In fact, if you needed to generate money, you could start with the casino and then move on to match betting. So that's how I was doing so far. At this time, I couldn't really evaluate the profit because I've got all of this money tied up in liability and bets that were going to happen later in the week. So day two is when I started really focusing on the casinos. Day one, I focused on the sportsbook and the match betting opening offers. Day two, I started going for casinos. Now, casinos have this thing called RTP, which is return to player. And those are the games that when you play them with money, you're likely to get more money back. And the way Profit Accumulator works is it finds games with a really high RTP. So you're looking for games which are around 96 or 97% return your money back to you. Now, I got a little bit confused with this at the beginning, I have to admit, because I thought if I play with £100, I'll get £96 back. When in actual fact, it could be between a group of players. So if 5 people are playing, one might lose some money, one might lose some money, one wins some money, and one wins big, and one might lose even more. So eventually it evens out and you're going to get money back at a rate of 97%. I found with a lot of these games, you're kind of losing £1, winning £1, losing £1, but then on the next one you might win £100 or £70, and then you're like, oh, actually, this is actually really good. And I didn't really win an awful lot of money compared to looking at the forums and what people were making. I was way behind. And there's also this thing called wagering. Now, wagering is actually quite simple. So say, for example, you get £40 in bonus spins. Well, that bonus money has actually got to be used maybe 35 times before you can withdraw it. So actually it might be £1,200. You've got to play for that £40, £1,200 worth of time, which is actually quite hard to do. And that's quite time consuming. So I didn't get the time to focus on many of those offers because they do take time. I focused on the ones I could just play and withdraw the money straight away. But I think if I did have the time to do that, and I probably will over the next coming weeks, because looking at the forums, some people on these high wagering ones have won maybe £300, £500, even £700 someone won. And I thought, well, it's probably kind of worth doing. You might not get anything, but you're not losing anything anyway. So day two and day three, I focused really on casinos, And that's really all I did on those few days. I completed a few more of the bets that came in and set up the next one. The match betting, I couldn't work out my profit again because it's all tied up. I'll get to that at the end. But with the casinos over these next 2 days, I made £216. And I played for another 4 hours. So my total hours so far was 8 hours through the week. Now I have to admit, this does get really addicting. Not so much the gambling side of it, because playing these games, I can't really realise how anybody could really enjoy playing them because they're so mind-numbingly boring, the majority of them. Some were really good, but some were really awful. And I don't really think that people who play these even fully understand what goes on. You kind of press a button and sometimes it will literally just go off for like 5 minutes. And I was playing this one with some cards and these cards are popping up and people are shooting bullets at each other and fighting each other, and I'm just sitting there thinking, what's actually going on here? And then all of a sudden I've won £5. In some cases it would do a crazy display and win £2. In other cases it wouldn't do very much. Like one game I had this ghost train which was just going along and along and I won £70, and I thought that's crazy. It's definitely designed to get people really hooked into it, but I didn't really understand it at all. But what does get addicting, and what I found really addicting, is completing these offers. So when you get on the website, you're going to see a big list of different offers: 1, 2, make £5, make £10, make £20. And you get so addicted, you're like, I'm going to complete this, then do this, then do this. And you're just trying to make as much money as possible. And when you see you've hopped on for like 15 minutes and you've made £25, it's like, whoa, this is really nice. So it really got quite addicting, collecting all of these bonuses. If you were able to win that big prize, it would be amazing. There's prizes of like £1,000, and some people do. So day 4, I continued on the casinos, which were really successful that day. I spent another 2 hours, so my total time was up to 10 hours through the week. And at this point, just from the casinos, I had made £389. Now, what I would say at this point is it's very important to keep a spreadsheet, because there's so many different things you're doing at once. You're going from site to site, and you need to make sure you're keeping track of your bonuses, what you've got and what you haven't got. Because a couple of times, they didn't give me the bonus, or it was on a different game to what I thought, so I had to ask the customer support. Now, it's not really a problem because all of these gambling sites have got live chat to help you 24/7, but it is worth bearing in mind. So if you want to do it, just create a very simple spreadsheet like I did. So day 5 was when it all went wrong, and this is when you get reality setting in. I got just really busy with my business and I wanted to get a YouTube video out, so I didn't get much time at all. Over the next 3 days, I actually spent 2.5 hours doing it all. So in this time, I also tried a bit of bingo, which is on the website, which was really fun. I completed a few more offers, I completed some of my bets, and I would just log on for 5 minutes, check my bets, put the next lot of bets on, and that was it. And I'd also do some more spins in the casino. So let me show you where I was at after 7 days. So here you will see my completed spreadsheet for the week. So you can see the time I spent was 12.5 hours. Here you can see my offers, so these are all of the websites that I kind of used: Coral, Betfred, etc. Here's how much I deposited, and here is my current balance after placing the bets. So you can see on some I've got a profit of 50p, £96, minus 10, 54, minus 10, minus 10, 11. And what this means is, yes, I'm either winning or losing, but the money is going to end up in my Smarkets account at the bottom. So that's the one where it's not going to win or it's not going to lose, etc. So you can see here was my total profit for all of that. And then you can see how much I had left in my account. So the one where I deposited 1,000, I had 663 left. The other one, I deposited 600 and I was left with 743. So I had a £337 loss there. And on the other one, I made £143. So my profit for the week with match betting was £143. Now, some experienced match bettors might laugh at me with that, but when you think I probably spent around 4 hours of my time on this, actually £143 for 4 hours work isn't all too shabby. But this is where I did really well, which is my casinos. So at the top you can see my casinos, my deposit after profit or loss. So here you can see on some I kind of lost a little bit and I kind of gained a massive amount there. £100, I've got £70. I think I've got another one down here, well, yeah, 114 down here, 27 here. So this really adds up. So in total from all the casino, I actually made £436 profit. And you'll see I've also got some notes here, you know, I'm still waiting on some free spins, I've got some in my account to use. So there's going to be more than what's actually here. I've got some free bets left, so I'll probably complete those over the next week or so. And I'll probably do a bit more casino because that's where I really made more money. So if we look down here, you can see my total profit from both. I made £536 profit. I worked 12.5 hours. So hourly, I made £42.90, and that's including the £40 cost of the account. Now bear in mind, this is also tax-free income. So if it wasn't tax-free, I actually would have made £51.54 per hour. Now I don't know about you, but that is probably the most profitable side hustle you can do with no skill. I don't know many others you could go to in a week and make £51 per hour. And that £536 profit, I'm going to take it and I'm going to invest it in my new series where I build it from £0 to £10,000 in a brand new account. So if you're not already, do subscribe because that one's going to be so much fun. So what do I really think about match betting? Well, the first week is going to be the most profitable because there's so many welcome offers that you could do. So 100% it's worth signing up and just spending the week doing the same as I did, or even more. It's probably better to not rush into it and spread it over a month or maybe 2 months and just do a bit when you've got some spare time. I do kind of think anybody should be doing this because it's just so easy to do. So once you've completed those offers, there's actually still loads you can do. There's reload offers, and they're going to send you emails from Profit Accumulator and they're going to say, here's your deals for the weekend, here's some to complete. And you can just go through those and do those every week. And of course, once you sign up to these websites, they're going to send you loads of emails and say, hey, why don't you come and do a free bet? Come and do a free bet, come and do a free bet. Because they just want you to bet and lose money. But you're not going to do that. You're just going to collect all of their free bonuses. And also when there's major sporting events on, there's going to be more and more and more. And you're going to get inundated with offers and ways you can make money. Now the community on this one is really solid. They've got a really nice bunch of people on there. And if you go into the forum, there's actually a really good post which documents how to make $1,000 a month and all of the deals featured within that month. So it's very feasible to do. Even if you don't aim to make £1,000, because these people are quite dedicated, even if you wanted to make a couple £200 a month and then you can invest it, this is a really nice option. And it can also be used to generate money to go for another side hustle afterward. Overall, I'm really happy with the results and glad I spent the time doing this. Even though I found it really hard with everything else I've got going on, YouTube takes up all of my spare time at the moment, but I will keep doing this, but I'll keep my account open, I'll keep doing this and just bank a few offers here and there. Even if I'm able to make £100 or £200 a month in my spare time, it's kind of worth the 5 or 10 minutes it takes me to do it here and there. So I'd say to anybody, it's worth having a go at one point or another, even if you just do it for a week and get those huge bonuses. If you want to see some more ways you can make some extra money, you might want to check out this video, or you might also find this quite interesting, and I'll see you guys over there. And if you have tried match betting, let me know down below how you got on. And also remember, we've got a free Facebook group, so do remember to join that. So thank you guys so much for watching and good luck collecting all of those free bonuses.